On the behalf of Sharad Institute of Technology Polytechnic EDRA, good morning to all students. For this CSS online lecture session, I am Ms. S.P. Phadtare, working as a lecturer in IT department. In a previous lecture, we completed our second chapter, that is array function and string. In this chapter, we studied the concept of array. In that, we studied the declaring an array, initializing an array, defining an array element, as well as looping an array, adding an array element. Next point we studied in a previous lecture is the function. In that, we studied the defining a function, writing a function, adding an arguments and the scope of variable and arguments, and a calling a function with argument and a without argument. And next point we studied in a previous lecture is the string. In that, we learn the manipulation of string, joining a string, retrieving a character from a given position, retrieving a position of a character in a string, dividing text, copying substring, converting string to number, number to string, changing the case of string, and finding a Unicode of character by using char code at and a from char code method. This is all about our second chapter, that is array function and string. Now from this lecture we started our third chapter, that is form and event handling. Next point is the course outcome. What is meant by course outcome? Course outcome means student will be able to do after completion of a course, means student will be able to explain after completion of this third chapter, that is explaining the uses of a forms, explaining the brief the properties and methods used in a form, designing a simple HTML form for filling the information for a registration of a student. Like this, after completion of this course, student will be able to explain all the things related to that chapter number 3rd, that is form and event handling. So the course outcome of this chapter or course outcome is create event based web forms using a JavaScript. This is a course outcome. Next point is the today's lecture's content. In this lecture, we study the building blocks of a form, properties and methods of a form, text elements, text area element and a button element. Next point is a building block of form. Question is, what is mean by form? Give the uses of a form and the explain building block of form. The answer of this question is, form is an HTML element which takes the user input using various controls like text and text area. And the typical component of a forms are text, text area, checkbox, radio button and the push button. And these components of a form are also called as a form controls or a controls. And the form are typical layout on a web page by which a user can interact with the web page. And the form element is used to create a form for a user. There are many other elements which are used within the form tag. For example, input, text area, button, select, option, etc. HTML allows us to place this forms component on the web page and send the desired information to the destination server. And all this contains or a form contains appears in the form tag. The form has an attribute action which gets executed when a user clicks a button on the form. The syntax of a form is form tag. After that, you can write a form elements and close the form tag. Next point is the uses of a form. Forms are used to collect the information from a customer or a student for an online registration. We can collect the information from customer or a student, and for this purpose we can use a form. Forms are used for the online survey, and the forms are used for conducting online examination, for getting the feedback and so on. And the information present in the form is submitted to the server for the further processing. Means this data can be validated on the client browser using the JavaScript. After validation of a data, when user clicks on that submit button, form data is sent to the server for the further processing. This is the uses of a form. Next point is the properties and method of a form. Question: explain form tag with all its attributes. Attributes can be added to an HTML element to provide more information about how the element should be appear or behave. Means that attribute can be added to an HTML element to provide the more information about how elements should appear or behave. The commonly used properties and methods of a form are enlisted in the following table. First attribute is a name attribute, which specifies a name used to identify a form. Means name, it specifies, or this attribute denotes the name of a form. Next is the action. It is used to specify an address, means a URL where to submit the form. Action attribute specifies, or it is used to specify an address or a URL where the form should be submitted. Next is a method. In that, it specifies the HTTP method such as get and post method. It is used to specify HTTP method when submitting the form data to the server, and the value can be either a get or a post. Get, it is by default, means by default we set a get method, and the post sends the information or sends the form data as an HTTP post transactions. Means the form data is not appended to the URL, and the by default is a get method, means appends the form data to the URL in a name value pair. Next is a target. Target attribute, it is used to specify the target of an address in the action attribute, and values can be set to, first is a blank. The target URL will open in a new blank window. Next is a self. The target URL will open in the same window. Default target is a self. And parent, the target URL will open in a parent frame set. Top, the target URL will open in full body of a window. This is the attributes, that is name, action, method and target. Next point is the example. The form can be written inside a body tag as follows, that is, in a body tag we can write a form tag, form name attribute. Here we can use a name, or we can take a name as a form name. Here name is equal to login, or a name attribute which specify or denotes the name of a form. Next is the action. Action attribute specifies the URL. Here I am not taking any URL, but you can put here URL name, means it specifies the URL where the form should be submitted. And method is equal to get. Here default method, by default it is a get method. Here I am taking as a get. Method is equal to get. Here other form elements you can write here. After that form, close the form tag, close the body tag. This is the example of a form. How to write? We can write the form tag inside a body tag. The HTML form contains the following 4 elements. First is the input element, second is the text area, third is the button, fourth is the label. Input, it is used to specify the input field for a user. Next is the text area. It is used to specify for a multi-line text input field for a user. It is used for a multi-line text. Next is a button. It is used to perform an operation in a form by the user. And label is used to give a label to any tag like a button and input, etc. This is the form contains the following 4 elements. Form methods. There are mainly 2 methods of form. First is the reset method and second is the submit method. Reset method resets a form and submit method submits a form. For a reset, this method of a form object is used to reset a form. Suppose event name is equal to on reset method. Or submit, this method of a form object is used to submit a form. Event name is equal to on submit. Next point is the text element. Question is the explain text element with the example, and answer of this question is text is typically required to place one line text. It is required to place one line text and the input element defines an input field and a text box is created by specifying the type attribute to text. Suppose for example, if you want to enter some name, then it is always preferred to have a text field on the form, and the text field can be set using the input type is equal to text, size equal to 30, name equal to username and value equal to blank. You can in value you can specify here a initial text displayed in a input field, and some other parameters or attributes can be text attributes can be maximum length. Max length means it allows us to enter the text of some maximum length. Name field or name attribute indicates the name of a text field. Value attribute, which is the initial value, which specifies the initial text displayed on a text displayed in the text field. Next is the size. Size means number of characters. The input field width is specified by the number of characters, and the type is the creates a text box on a form, means type is a attribute of a text element. This is the 5 attributes of a text element. Let us see description of these attributes. This is the 5 attributes, that is type, size, name, max length and the value. Here you can put a value of that attribute. First type is equal to, suppose here you can take a text, it creates a text box on a form. Next here size means number of characters you can put in a size attributes. The input explanation, the input field width is specified by the number of characters. Next is the name, means the field name. The field name is used to identify the form field. Max length means the number of character, which specifies the maximum number of characters allowed in the input field. And value is the initial value, specifies the initial text displayed in the input field. This is the attributes of text element. Let us see one example to demonstrate text element with the attribute. First of all, take a notepad. In that notepad, write first of all HTML tag. After that, take a head tag. After that, take a title tag. Here I am writing title as a form, or you can write here text element as a title. Text element as a title, close the title tag. After that, close the head tag. Open the body tag, and in that body tag you can write a form tag. In a form tag, here first of all I am taking a label tag, and I am writing label as a input string. After taking a label, I am here taking a break tag, and again I am taking a input type. Type attribute is equal to, here I am taking a text. It is text type, and the size here, size is equal to, here I am taking size as a 25 of this text field. After that I am taking a value equal to blank and close this input type or input field. Close the label tag also and take a break tag. Again here I am writing or taking again one more label tag, and in that here I am taking a label as a input string 1. After that, here I am taking break tag. After that, here I am taking a input type equal to, first of all it is type of a text. After that, here I am specifying the size is equal to, here taking a size equal to 35. After taking a size, I am taking the name is equal to, suppose here I am taking name is equal to T1, and after that here I am taking max length attribute is equal to, here maximum length is equal to 4, and close the input type, close the label tag, and close the form tag, close the HTML tag, close the body tag. After that, close the HTML tag. This is our HTML code of a text element. Save this file with HTML extension. Here text.html. See the output. This is the output of our program. In that you can type here whatever you want as a text. Here you can write text only for the 4 characters you can write, because in our program we take here max length attribute is equal to 4, so that after 4 characters it cannot type any character, because here I am taking max length is equal to 4. Suppose here you can take here size equal to, suppose 20 or suppose 50. Save this file and see the output. This is the size, means the size attribute means this input field is a width. specified by the number of characters. And the max length here, max length suppose here I am taking as a length as a 6. After str, save this file, and after str, suppose I am writing string, it type. After that, suppose I am trying to input some text or input some character here. Because of the max length, it cannot type any character on this text field. This is the text element. Next is the text area element. Question related to that point is the excellent text area element with the example. Text area element defines a multi-line text area. It defines a multi-line text area. The text field is a form component which allows us to enter a single line text. If we want to have a multi-line text, at that time we can use a text area component. And the attributes of a text area component or a text area element is the name, which is the field name, means the field name is used to identify the form field, calls and rows. Here calls and row are the attributes of a text area. Here in the value is in a number, so that it specifies the number of visible columns in the text area, means it is a text area's width, and it specifies the number of visible rows in a text area, means it is a text height. This is the three attributes, that is name, calls and rows. Let us see one example of a text area. First of all, take a notepad. In that notepad file, first of all write a HTML. After that, take a head tag, take the title tag. Write a title. Here I am taking a title as a text area. Close the title tag. Close the head tag. After that, open the body tag. In that body tag, write a form tag. Here, first of all, I am taking a feedback text. After that, take a break tag. After that, here I am taking a text area element. Here I am first attribute of text area element is the name, equal to, here I am taking comment as a name of that text area attribute, that is comment 1. After that, calls is the second attribute. Here I am taking calls in a 40, and the rows, here I am taking rows is equal to 5. Close the text area element, and here in a text area element, here I am writing some text, that is enter your feedback here. Okay. After that, here I am closing the text area element. After that, I am closing the body tag. I am closing the first of all, I am closing the form tag. After that, I am closing the body tag, and after that, I am closing the HTML tag. Save this file. With HTML extension and see the output of this program. This is the output of our program. Feedback is a label or string. Here in a text area I am writing some text, that is enter your feedback. Here I am writing a comment or feedback here in this place, means in this text area. Means text area is used for writing a multi-line text. Here you can write text. Okay, this is the text area element. Next point is the button element. Question related to that button element is the explain button elements with the example. We can create a button using the input type is equal to button tag. There are mainly two types of button that we can create using a input element. First is the submit button and second is the reset button. The submit button sends a form data to whatever action has been mentioned in the action attribute of a form element and set the type of attribute of the input tag to the submit. In order to place a submit button on a web page, here input type is set to the submit button. So the type is equal to submit and value is equal to send. Here this is the name of a button element. Next is the reset. Reset button allows user to clear their web form data and the type is equal to reset and value is equal to also you can take as a reset. This is a type and the value are the two attributes of a submit and the reset button, and there are mainly two types of button we can create using the input element. Next is the attributes of a button element. There are mainly there are mainly two values, that is submit and reset, and type is the attribute, value is also attribute and name is also attribute of a button tag. Here submit and reset is the value of the type which creates a general purpose push buttons, and value means a button text. Value is the text displayed on a button. Value attribute which displayed the display value on a button, and the name field is used to identify the form field. Name denotes the name of the submit button. Value is denoted or it is used for writing some text on a button, and the type, there are mainly two values, that is submit and reset, which creates the general purpose of a push button. Let us see one example related to that button. You can create a type of buttons on a form. First of all, take a HTML tag. Take a notepad. In that, first of all, take HTML tag. After that, take a head tag. After that, take a title. Here I am writing title as a button. Close this title tag and close the head tag. After that, here I am writing a body tag. In body tag, here I am taking a form tag, and here form attribute as a name is equal to, here I am taking a form1 as a name of that form element. Close this form tag or close this form element. After that, I am writing a break tag. After that, here I am taking the input type is the button element is equal to, here I am taking a submit as a type, and name is equal to, also here I am taking name is equal to S, and value of that is equal to submit. Next is a input type. Here input type as a reset. I am taking as a reset, and name is equal to, here I am taking as a R, and value is equal to reset. Okay, close this input element. Here you can write some text element, that is input. Suppose input type here equal to, here I am taking the text element, and the size is the text element's attribute. Here I am taking size as a 45. After that, here I am taking value is equal to none. Close this text element, or close this input element or input tag. After that, close this form tag, close this body tag, and close this HTML tag. Save this file. And see the output of this code. This is the output of our program. In this, suppose here I am taking as a text, writing as a text, that is SIT poly, and here on a submit button I am clicking on submit button, it submits the SIT poly. After that, suppose here I am writing SIT poly again, and here reset this, means clear this text. By using reset we can clear the text. This is the submit and reset button we can create by using a button element. This is all about the button elements. This is all about our today's lecture's point. In next lecture we study the checkbox, radio button, and the select element. Thank you.